markets are doing later. Now, if you're a basketball fan in China, you would have been, well, pretty disappointed to say the least, because China's state broadcaster CCTV has gone against tradition by not showing a single NBA basketball game on the opening day of the new season. It follows a dispute sparked earlier this month when the Houston Rockets manager, Daryl Morey, tweeted support for pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong. Last year, the NBA estimated its business in China was worth $4 billion. Well, with me now is Kerry Allen, the BBC's China media analyst. Kerry, has there been much media coverage about all of this?
Well, prior to Daryl Morey tweeting, the NBA had heavy promotion. It's one of the most important international sporting franchises, really, in China. So it's watched by tens of millions of people. And but no, ever since his tweet, there's been a heavy government-supported campaign to boycott the NBA. And so it's no real surprise that CCTV hasn't shown it. This is the official broadcaster in China. But because of its popularity, other broadcasters online have shown it, and people have still been watching.
OK, so how do people in China feel about the NBA then, about this new season of games just being scrapped?
Well, if you go on social media, the big platform in China being Sina Weibo, which is the equivalent of Facebook or Twitter, which are both blocked in the country, what you get the impression of is that people are angry that the NBA is back and that it's being given media coverage. But in reality, a lot of people really like the NBA. They're big fans. I mean, one of the biggest trends today is the Clippers versus Lakers. Tens of thousands of people are tweeting about this. But the government has what's known as the 50 Cent Party, who are people who are paid 50 cents, a very small amount of money, to post messages in line with the government's message. So with the boycott being purported by state media and state media saying boycott the NBA, loads of social media comments have been appearing saying we're not going to watch this.
It's really interesting, I mean, because it makes it really hard to get a sense of where public opinion is, certainly judging by the social media, if people are being paid to put those comments on. Do you think the NBA is likely to come back to China eventually?
Well, there has been long-term fascination with the NBA. I mean, I'm thinking back to when I was in China 10 years ago, teaching English. So many children chose the names Kobe Bryant. So there were all these little kids choosing the English name Kobe because basketball was such a big thing. But one of the difficulties that Chinese media has now is that, I mean, with the example of this Clippers and Lakers game, there are people in the audience who are wearing Support Hong Kong t-shirts. And because of Daryl Morey's comments, because of the sensitivities of Hong Kong with mainland China, China's going to struggle to actually show these events and censor people in the audience. So it may censor this long term. And even though Adam Silver, the head of the NBA, is trying to work out a relationship to get the NBA back into China, I think it's going to take a lot more begging.
But it's also a reminder, I suppose, to other foreign businesses that actually, if they want to operate and make money from the Chinese market, they've got to tread very carefully.
Absolutely. This has been one of the main lines coming out of the Hong Kong protests, that basically China can hit companies in the purses. It can say, if you support the Hong Kong protests, we can basically make sure that the population of China don't buy your products. And that's a population of 1.4 billion people in the mainland.
OK. Kerry Allen, BBC China media analyst, thank you very much.